And we're live, y'all. It's your boy, The Kempire. We're live on Kempire Daily on YouTube. Drop your crowns and elephants in the chat. Share this live on your social media. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. So be sure to check out anything that you missed on the channel already. This is our live recap of Queens on ABC and Insecure on HBO Max. You know, we've been following these shows since they started this season, and I have to give it to Queens this week. This was a good episode. But before we do that, guys, be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Drop your crowns and elephants in the chat and let me know where you're watching from. We have to get into this recap, but as a reminder, don't forget to subscribe to the channels. Don't forget to follow me on my social media. Everything's at The Kempire or at Kempire Daily. Last night, you missed me cooking mashed potatoes on Twitter live. Every platform is getting some exclusive content, so be sure to follow me on all platforms. And don't forget to join our texting community at textkempire.com. And if you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, head on over to teamkempire.com for more details. Let's jump right on into Queens. So as you know, we've been talking about the show Queens that stars Eve, Brandy, Naturi Naughton, Nadine. Oh, damn, Nadine. One day I'll get it. You think Velasquez? Yeah, I think so. Either way, I felt like this week's episode, and you know, we straight shooter. These first few episodes that we were like, I love the music. But some of the storylines feel a little forced. Some of the writing is not flowing with me. this week, despite there were some moments where I was like, that could have been better, but nothing's perfect. I feel like they're finding their way now. This last episode for me on Queens on ABC, which is also available on Hulu, it was good. It was a good sidebar. If you follow me on my Twitter, you know I was tweeting while I was watching Queens. Brandy, I know you're single, but the guy that played the director, I don't know. I don't know if he's single. I mean, if he plays for your team, I don't know. I don't like to assume anything, y'all. If he plays for your team, I want to see you guys. I know it was acting, but then I saw you guys together and I said, even though I know that's not Brandy's type. If you've seen Brandy's, exes, they all kind of favor each other. That is so not her type. But when things don't work out, it's good to try something completely different than what you're used to. How am I giving Brandy advice during the Queen's recap? Because that's what we do here. We digress. Just an idea. I was like, oh, this is cute. I kind of like them together. Well, in the episode, he's a fan of Naomi. He's pushing up on her. He might be a love interest, but of course, the manager is in his feelings. The baby's father, he's in his feelings about it. I thought you were in love with Butter Pecan. Now all of a sudden you want back Naomi? All right. I guess. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you all being here. I'm sorry. I completely forgot I asked you guys where you were watching from. But what's going on, everyone, in the chat? We are live on multiple platforms, including my Facebook. We're live, of course, on Kempire Daily on YouTube. We're live on Twitch and Twitter at TheKempire. And we're live on TikTok. What's going on, TikTok? Be sure to tap your screens. We're talking about Queens on ABC and Insecure. We will get into Insecure in just a second. Right now, we're talking about Queens. And Eve's character still, the whole situation with her kids, it being exposed that she slept with that rapper and then her kids finding out. This makes sense because they just lost their father. And now she's trying to manage being a rapper and a mom at the same time. And her son talking disrespectful to her. I don't know. I feel like they just could have went there with that scene and it just didn't land for me. It didn't land for me. It just wasn't convincing enough. I feel like he should have said something more reckless. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Dulce's, you're live from your car. Shout out to everyone that's traveling. Today's a huge traveling day here in the States because it is Thanksgiving Eve. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. So if you are traveling and you are listening, thank you. Or watching. Hopefully you're not driving and you're on like a train or plane, whatever it may be. But please travel safely. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone that's watching. We did, if you follow my Texas community, we did get the breaking news that the men that killed Ahmaud Arbery, they all were found guilty. They all were found guilty. Guys, you're missing out on breaking news. Join our Texas community at TextKempire.com. I've been phlegmy all week. Y'all don't need to know that, but I'm sure you hear it in the videos. And I'm like, I sound phlegmy. I apologize. That's why I have to drink a lot of water. Allergies. All right. Shalia says, I do think they killed, speaking of Eve's character on Queen, she says, I do think they killed her husband off too early. Could have stretched the story out a bit more. Shalia, you're reading my mind. I literally said that last week. I felt like they could have given Eve's husband, or what's her name, Professor Sex on the show. They could have given that a little bit longer. She found out he cheated. And then the baby's mom is pregnant. I feel a lot of the storylines on Queens feels a little rushed. It feels a little rushed. But this week's episode was good. Some people were very critical of too much music. Now I'm hearing people are being critical of not enough music. I don't think people really want to watch an entire show that's like a musical overall. Yes, I've seen it be successful in the past, but I like the sprinkle of music in Queens. Dulcinea, I'm glad that you're parked. All right. Mama Allie says, "Thank you to the AT&T guy for kept fixing my internet." We're thankful to him too. We're thankful to him too. Anyways, so this episode, Notori's a singer, and I hope that we get more of Notori singing, and hope she does release her own debut album. You remember Notori originally was a part of 3LW. She became more known though for her acting, but she's back in the studio from what I hear. I kind of want to see Notori do some rapping because she's actually very convincing and good on the show. But now she's being canceled. See, this is the thing that I love about Queens is that it addresses things that are really happening in the culture when people are being canceled, people, people being outed. Of course, you remember that scene a couple of episodes ago where she sort of gets aggressive with a woman that flirts with her. So that comes up, and based on something that she says, they try to cancel her because of it. In pop culture, that happens all the time. So they're sort of addressing a moment like that with Jill the Thrill on the show. And then she uses, remember the lesbian, her ex-girlfriend that I was like, why did they choose her? Well, she uses her to sort of ease over that story of being canceled and people trying to change public opinion of Jill. And it reminded me of an R&B singer that has done that in the past, has, pulled out their old friends from their past to kind of ease favor of who she is. Read between the lines. Tabby says, with Brandy singing, it could be a whole musical. Love her voice. I agree. We all love Brandy's voice. Celia says, I think this sprinkle of music is fine. This isn't Empire or Star. I agree. I don't want it to be too much music, even though the music, and that's one of the things that we say every single week, is that the music is really, really, really good. Celia says, who we hinting at? I mean, I don't even look. I'm not gonna say nothing. But yeah, I like the real world ideas that they're giving us when it comes to cancel culture and how that's handled. But the way that Notori's character Jill uses her ex to kind of ease over public opinion of her not using her LGBT status as a way to become famous. And then she's like, oh, I didn't mean that. Jill. It's like one moment you love Jill and another moment you're like, she is foul. But I loved it because I don't love her ex. Either one of them, the husband that burned up the divorce contract but signed it this week, like that didn't make sense to me. One thing, he burned up the contract and then this week he's signing it. That feels too rushed. Can we get him being a little crazy for a few more episodes? Then we finally get to a divorce. It just feels too rushed. I know a lot of these writers and producers are scared they're not going to get a second season, but I'd much rather you tell a story that feels organic and natural, that doesn't finish, than force things down our throat, because then it just feels cheap, to be honest. But this week's episode, I enjoyed this week's episode. I thought this week's episode of Queens was really, really good. The song is really, really good. I love seeing Miss Muffin. Is it Muffin? Yeah, it's Miss Muffin, right? The rapper. I like seeing her not, dressed down. And I know that was very specific. They wanted her to come looking like herself, Lauren, as opposed to that character. Beautiful, beautiful girl, beautiful woman. But she also represents what a lot of these up and coming artists go through in the music industry. You would be shocked. This is why so many artists are not pursuing music. They're doing everything else. They're doing acting. They're doing social media. They're doing music along with everything else, because the music industry, unfortunately, it doesn't make you a lot of money unless you are a major artist. Just saying. I said Miss Muffin. It's Lil Muffin. I like how Lil Muffin came into her own. Yeah. And I liked how that story was told this week. It didn't feel as rushed, even though we went through a lot very quickly. But I like the fact that I know that there are a lot of female rappers and singers that could relate to what she went through. One minute she's doing really, really well. The next minute she's not a superstar anymore and no one cares. And she owes the record label thousands of dollars. And she doesn't even own the home. She thinks she owns the home, but no, it's a rental. The label owns the home. Like, that's based off of real stories. Just saying. Joanna says Jill is definitely has gotten too big for her britches. She has, and I guess that's intentional. And I guess later on we'll see. You know, even the way that she treated Lauren, you know, little Miss Muffin, character, and her not being there for her. We're seeing that. And I'm sure that's probably going to be the downfall of the group. But first of all, who got shot? And who shot him? I'm thinking it's Jill. Who's looking for Naomi? Who's looking for Eve? But then it possibly could be Butter Pecan, Nadine's character, because Valeria, right? Valeria. I'm learning the names. Guys, this is only episode, 6, 7? Valeria's mom, you remember who we thought was stalking her? That was still a weird setup. Well, Valeria's mom tells the gut-wrenching story of having to give her up because she was in an abusive relationship. First of all, that was amazing casting, because I could swear that those two are sisters, mom, daughter. I don't know. They look so much alike. But I fell for the story. The documentary producer or host was like, well, I think you should know this. She was taking pictures of Valeria's credit cards. First of all, I thought it was a bit much that Valeria was giving this woman that showed up on her doorstep a diamond necklace. Y'all couldn't do better than that. Like, and not better than that, but you can do something a little bit more realistic. Oh, I'm going to give you a diamond necklace, mom. I get it. She wants to impress her mom, but it's just like, it just felt a little forced. I didn't need that. Pam says, I think this is going to turn dark. The ex-girlfriend left everything for Notori's character. Ooh. Left everything for Notori's character. Yeah. Wow. Joanna says, it's a cautionary tale in a lot of different ways. I love this show. Shalia says, I think it's Jill too. It's the husband. See? It's the husband. But that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like the divorce part should have happened yet. But then maybe that's why they're trying to throw us off the trail, so we don't automatically think that it's him. But we still think it's him, because you don't just automatically get over this. But then Jill has a lot of enemies at this point. Jill's ex-girlfriend. She broke her heart in this episode. I came out and helped you, get back in favor of public opinion, and now you're not interested in me. She's been through a lot, and she's looked past a lot. I could see it being her. It's definitely Jill, though, that's getting shot, right? Oh, Notorious character. But she's not going to die, right? She's not going to die. What's going on, Danielle? Miss Brooks says, hey, haven't watched Queens yet. I made sure I watched it today, because I know tomorrow and even Friday, which is Black Friday, a lot of people will be with their families. They'll be decorating. I took a lot of things out my shed. I was in my shed, and I said, I got a lot of Christmas decorations. And mind you, I was looking at buying more. This is new. I didn't have this last year. So I bought more Christmas stuff, and I already have a ton. I'm still not sure what I'm doing with the background yet, y'all. I'm not sure. I was going to put a Christmas village. That's what I normally put here. But I don't know if that's going to work. I need it to pop in the back of me. Ms. Brooks says, wow, now someone has been shot in Queens. This is a rapid writing. Remember last week we saw that fast forward that someone gets shot. So it wasn't this week that he told us that someone was getting shot. We knew that was coming, but they re-show it again this week. Ms. Brooks says, send me some of your decorations. No, I have a place for everything. Y'all know what time it is. Hold on. Guys, don't forget it's the holidays. Get your coldest water bottle. They have partnered with us to give you a 10% off discount code KEMP10, 10% off. Comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes. It's a great gift. Keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. Get one today. More information is available in the description of this video. Back to here. Guys, we have almost 100 people in the chat. Be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And also be sure to share this video on your favorite platform, be it Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Share it. Sharing is caring. All right. You guys love it when I cut to the camera. Just saying. So I got Christmas gifts to buy too, y'all. Come on now. Got to pay those bills. All right, let's move on to Insecure. First of all, shout out to everyone a part of the Queen's cast. This week's episode for me was probably the best so far. The music continues to be really, really good. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, but let's move on to Insecure. So Insecure, as you know, this is their final season. I am loving this season, honestly. I'm loving the season, and I'm loving that the fact that Issa and Molly's characters, they even addressed it in this issue that, you know, they've been through things and now they're in such a great place. I love the banter between these two. I didn't want to see them struggle through their friendship this season. This is the final season. We don't need that. We don't need that. But, you know, I think they took our notes. I'm so happy that we're not immediately throwing Molly into a relationship. We've seen her throughout the seasons try to buckle down and have a relationship, but you do see her, you know, being free. The top of the episode, we see her getting it down, getting her back broke by some stranger. But then she finds out that her mom is in the hospital. And in true Insecure form, it's these subtle moments of humor that they add that I'm just like, oh, I didn't expect that. I expected them, the family, which I love. I love it when we get the Black's families together because it's just a cast of characters that just make you laugh. So they bring the family in. I did not expect this moment where it's completely wrong mother, but her mother is in the hospital. I was just like, I didn't expect it. So those unexpected funny moments I appreciate with Insecure. And as I said to you before, when I first started watching Insecure, I was like, I want to support Issa. I didn't love the first season, but it's gotten better and better. And that's why I say we have to give these shows grace and time to build. And that's exactly what they did in these last 5 seasons. They only have 5 more episodes of Insecure. 5 more episodes. You know, the first episode, we dropped the call-in link and all you called in because, you know, there was big controversy about the AKAs and the use of their colors and their logo. I see that we've moved on. Sometimes you just need to be quiet and just let it pass, and people will let it pass, depending on what it is. No, not really, because I've seen y'all let some people pass that really shouldn't. But anyways. Back to Insecure. Again, Issa. And if you follow me on Twitter, I was tweeting while I was watching this show. And Issa, it's these moments, these weird moments that you don't expect Issa to say or do something funny that always catches me off guard. And I love it. I really, really, really love it. And we got a few of that. You know, last week we were comparing the guys from the past that Issa has dated. What was the studio guy's name? Daniel? What's his name? Daniel? Y'all will remind me in the chat. Okay. And some of you were saying that you were feeling, because this week we got to see Nathan in his underwear. I'm still not impressed. He has a nice body, but I'm still not impressed. When you compare Lawrence and Daniel side by side, body-wise, not face, not personality, I'm going to go with Lawrence. But studio bar, yes, Daniel. Of all 3, we're going to go with Daniel. But if you're not really into super, super muscular, super fit, because that's a little, a bit much, then Lawrence is the perfect in between. Nathan's a little scrawny. But I have to say, this week, Nathan, I'm kind of in love with. I'm kind of in love with Nate this week. Anyone else? Look, is it just me? This episode, we get to see him be like a boyfriend. And I know that's very strategic because they want us to fall in love with him. Because last week we weren't sure. But this week he's showing up for Issa. He's hanging out with Issa. Issa says this is why I love you. Okay, Issa. But I think we all have done, I don't know, I don't think I've ever done it. But I can see how someone can easily use the word love and not really mean the true deep love. And I kind of got that from what she was saying, but I do think Issa's in love with him on some level. So Issa tries to be there for her friend. So they go back to her apartment. I forgot that Molly had a dog. Apparently Issa did too. And these are those little funny moments where Nate is like, we probably should get some food for him, take him for a walk. And he's judging her. And she's like, okay, Peter. I love Issa. Sidebar. I didn't even pay attention to what Molly was wearing in the hospital when she first goes to the hospital until they changed outfits. I was like, yeah, girl, you just threw that on and left your house? I didn't understand that. I didn't understand. Like, why wouldn't you just throw on some sweats? Anyways, it still remained a funny moment for me. It remained a funny moment for me. But as I said to you before, I love the fact that Issa shows up for Molly in this instance. And as Issa's showing up for Molly, Nate is showing up for Molly. I mean, showing up for Issa. Wendy Raquel Robinson. I forgot she plays Issa's mom on this show. But she, even in the phone, this woman is a phenomenal actress and also very beautiful. We need to give her her own show. Why does she have like her own show? I know she's been the lead on other shows. No, we need her to have her own show. She is fantastic. Even in that little moment on being on the phone with Issa and meeting Nate for the first, I'm like, Wendy Raquel Robinson. Just saying. Oh, Molly wasn't home. Oh, she was at that man's house. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. See, this is why it takes a village. But still, I mean, I probably wouldn't go home first, but still. That's what she wore out? Oh, I was just like, wow. So Issa went to her house and picked out the best outfit, and she was like, you're not getting this back. Just saying. First I says Team Lawrence over here. Honestly, I don't know if I'm Team Lawrence because I don't really love Lawrence either. But Nate this week, he gained some points this week. He gained some point this week. K Baby says, I love Wendy. I wish we could get more of Wendy in the show, but I forgot that she plays Issa's mom on the show until this instance, because when Issa finds out about Molly's mom, she felt the need to reach out to her own mom, and her mom's like, oh my goodness, he has to spend some time to get together. Mark down these next 8 Sundays for me. All right, mom, you're taking a little overboard. Just saying. Yes, Miss Brooks. Yes, Principal Greer is funny. Wendy Raquel has always been an excellent actor. She really has. She really has. And she knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. She knows how to execute the funny. I just don't understand why she doesn't have her. She still looks so young. Like that has not cracked. But anyways, we can only advocate. We need Issa. The next project that you do for HBO, we need to include Wendy Raquel. She's amazing. And of course, Kelly. We didn't get any Kelly this week, which is okay. I know we can't get Kelly every single week, but we did get Kelly last week and the previous week. Even these little instances. Issa's listening to us. Thank you, Issa. Okay. I've been ranting and raving for like 30 minutes. But the other part of this episode that I thought was interesting, and I know a lot of people probably could relate to what Molly was going through, not being aware that her mom had a stroke before this last stroke, not being aware that her family doesn't have their estate planning completed. She feels left out, but at the same time, she's an attorney that still has work to be done. And coming from the law world, I completely understood, not being, I'm not an attorney. However, I understand what that world is like. And the fact that she's like, my mom is she just had a stroke and you're calling me about work and you need this work done. And then she feels as if she doesn't do the work, that she's going to be replaced, which is what they suggest. But she's like, no, I'll try and get it done. While her mom is still in the hospital. And I get it. There are a lot of people, if you've ever worked for a law firm, completely understand where she's coming from. It's like this 24/7 hour job, unfortunately. And you never know. You have deadlines that come up sometimes on a Friday evening. And you're like, really? On a Friday evening? And sometimes, and it's not just the attorneys, because if the attorneys are getting something Friday afternoon, let's say you're a part of your paralegal or whatever it may be, then they're passing that information down to you Friday afternoon. And then, I got to get this done before tomorrow or before Monday. I'm working late on a Friday. Oh, your life is falling apart around you. That they don't care. Eve says, Kempire, Molly had that outfit on when she was having sex with a random guy and left when she saw her phone messages. Not sure she was at her home or the guys. Exactly. But apparently Danielle says I guess it makes the most sense, because why wouldn't she put on her own outfit if she was home? So apparently she was at this man's house. I mean, good for Molly. Last week we said Molly should not settle down right now. But I think after everything that's happening with her mom and her family, she's like, she wants to settle down now. So don't be surprised in these next 5 episodes, Molly gets married. They may need to fast forward. A few years. I don't want it to be, okay, now Molly needs a man. No, I don't want that. Yeah, you said billable hour. Yeah, billable hours. Can I have a life? Look, can I have a life? Just saying. Miss Brooks says, oh, it's okay. This is one of my favorite lives that you do. The guys, we do this every single week where we recap Queens on ABC and Insecure on HBO Max. And hopefully, because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, I'm trying to do a full, not here, by myself, y'all, a full marathon of Married at First Sight. Because I think I'm on like episode 6. Jose. And then someone sent me a clip about the reunion. Johnny's hanging out with Mirla, who is annoying. Is she a Virgo? No offense to the Virgos, but she gives me Virgo vibes. Can someone let me find out? If I finish it in time, we will do a live just talking about the season of Married at First Sight. All of you have been texting me for months. That is probably one of the most requested shows from our texting community to on social media, on YouTube. Do you watch Married at First Sight? Yes, I've watched previous seasons on Discovery Plus, but not the newest season until now. I literally changed my streaming platforms for you guys. But you guys make it possible by keeping the lights on. So thank you. Okay, by supporting, watching, sharing, donating. Appreciate you guys. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Yes, girl. She was at his house, therefore strange. Good for her. I'm so glad that you guys are supportive of Molly getting her groove back. Just saying. Jola says Mirla is something else. Johnny too. It started off. Look, I don't care about spoilers, because unfortunately, when I Googled one of the couples, something came up and I was like, I did not want to see that. I did not want to know that yet. But it's okay. I already know this is a mess. It's not like the season but I heard they broke up too. We talked about this. I forgot the name, the New Orleans cast. Those two quirky ones, they seem perfect for each other. But then I heard recently that they broke up. I was like, really? They seem so perfect for each other. Anyways, speaking about perfect for each other, while Issa's in the hospital, there's a Lawrence sighting. She walks and she turns down the hall and she sees him with Condola and their new baby. And of course, they would shake us up with this after she's gotten into such a good place with Nathan. They're in a good groove. Nathan's being sweet. He's being a good, supportive boyfriend. But you know what? Can we talk? A lot of these new relationships start off that way, where they're so supportive. Let me see in a year or two. And then I'll be like, yes, you're really supportive. Because everybody, like, you're meeting everyone's representative in the beginning. I mean, unless you make a concerted effort to just really be yourself. Luckily, whoever I date, if they watch YouTube, this is who you get every single week. This is me. This is what I love to watch. This is how I talk. This is who I am. I don't want to meet your representative. I want to know who you really are. Your representative is cute for the moment, but can we be real? So I feel as if Nathan is giving us his representative right now, even though they've known each other for a while. But now it's a different situation. It's a different situation. Your thoughts on Leos? Leos, well, Tauruses and Leos are supposed to be a great match, but I have a Leo moon. So I understand Leos on some level, especially emotionally. But Lawrence looked like he was in his feelings. Sidetrack back. Lawrence looked like he was in his feelings when he saw her too. Because remember, Lawrence wanted to continue the relationship despite having the baby with Condola. So they see each other. Based on the preview for next week, it seems as if she does go down the hall and talk to them. I'm just hoping that's just, Issa's crazy mind thinking that, but she doesn't do it. I kind of want to see her relationship with Nathan work out, but then we wouldn't have a show. We need to have some sort of conflict. Part of me feels like at the end of this final season of Insecure, that it's just going to be Molly and Issa single, which is okay. Look, because, so many people try to say, especially to women, oh, you got to get married. You got to be in a relationship to have some sort of self-worth. And we already know that's not true. So part of me wants to see them end up not with anyone at the end, but part of me wants to see Issa end up with someone, but Molly, no. Because I just feel like Molly's been trying that for the last couple of seasons. And I'm just like, unless it feels good and organic, but how are you going to make it feel like good and organic in 5 episodes? I don't know. Miss Brooks says he did. He looked teary-eyed, Lawrence. But it wasn't his choice. It was Issa's choice to end things. And I don't blame her. You got a baby coming up. That's a difficult situation. And I was friendly with your girl at one point. Miss Brooks says, I don't like Nathan for Issa. This week I do. Last week, not so much. You can see I'm a flip-flopper. I mean, this week he was showing us his representative, I think. I want to see who Nathan really is. Remember, Nathan has been through a lot. He is bipolar. And apparently that's going to come up next week as well. And if you've dated someone that's bipolar, of course you can have a loving, relationship with someone. But it is a challenge. It is a challenge in a relationship. But there are challenges in relationships. French Life says, and that's why we love you, Kempire. Thank you. I want Molly in the lady Sonia. Just because she got that haircut? No, Molly doesn't give me lesbianic vibes. All right, I don't get those vibes from her. Yeah. I think she just needs to, there's a lot of work that Molly needs to do before she moves on into another relationship. And I just don't feel like she's done all of that work unless they fast forward 5 years, like the next couple of episodes. I think they might do that because they did 1 year. I wonder if they would do that. Would we be okay with that? We've seen other series end that way where they fast forward a few years. Sidebar, I just thought to myself, shout out to HBO Max. They're doing a bang up job with content during this pandemic. I still have not watched that new Will Smith movie about the was it King Richard, about Serena and Venus Williams' father. I do want to see that. But I also want to see, and just like that, the Sex and the City reboot. I don't know when that's coming. I'm guessing sometime next year. I will be recapping that. I don't care if I have one person in the room. I will be recapping that. I will talk to the wall because that's how much I love Sex and the City. Yep. I don't care if y'all not going to be here. But if you love Sex and the City as much as I do, and this new iteration, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Just saying. See, Ebony, me and you. It's gonna be me and you, Ebony. Me and Ebony will be the ones in this chat talking about Sex and the City, the reboot, and just like that. But I love New York City. I love what Sex and the City has always meant and how it played a part in the show. And I know they're going to continue with that. And it's going to be interesting to see where these ladies are. All right, some of you want to call in. I'm going to drop the call-in link to see what you guys have to say, but we're going to make this quick because it is Thanksgiving Eve. I want to give you guys an opportunity to go live your lives and be with your family or ignore your family, whatever works for you. All right, let me drop the link. Let me hear what you guys have to say. We are recapping Queens and Insecure on HBO, but Queens is on ABC and Hulu. All right. Producers, Queens, send some of these people to the show because we be promoting them. All right, guys. Let me just pin this. Hold on. And again, I'm going to try and do a marathon of Married at First Sight. And then I hopefully before it ends, because I believe they just did the reunion, right? I think there might be another reunion. I think this part 1 aired. I want to recap it, and then we can talk about it and whatnot. Okay? All right. All right. A few of you want to call in and talk about this. All right. Miss Danielle, I hope you're not driving. All right. Oh, I'm gonna give you a moment to pull over because we can't have that on the YouTubes. All right, Shalia, I'm gonna bring you up real quick. What's going on, Shalia?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I mainly want to talk about Insecure.
Okay.
I do like how they're giving Molly and Issa's relationship time to develop back to what it was. I like that they're not rushing it, because I didn't want them to rush it because it went through a lot last season. So I'm glad that they're taking their time with it.
We went through a lot.
Hey, tell me about it. I was ready to just catch Molly in the streets, but it's all right. I don't like Nathan. I don't like how he calls people sometimey, but he's sometimey himself. He ghosted my girl, left her crying, and talked about her dirty to his friends. Like, Nathan, I can't with you. I don't like you.
Yeah, you're reminding me of all the stuff that we see. That's the thing. That's why it's good to rewatch some of these episodes because you really forget some of their behavior over the years.
Yeah, Nathan he's no good.
Oh.
And Lawrence and condolences.
You said condolences?
Yes, that's her name. I love him and Issa, but I get that she's not ready for that complex relationship. Like, as much as I was rooting for them, and he won me back last season at the end, and I'm sitting here crying, watching them rekindle a relationship, and then bam, kick this in the face with a whole different type of, I don't even know what to call it. But somebody commented and said, "Is it Lawrence's baby?" And I'm like, the jury is still out on that one because I don't know either. The way condolences has been acting, and like, girl, you told him that he didn't have to be there, and now all of a sudden you mad because he's trying to be there. Like, which one do you want? And I get that he needs to be there more often, and maybe he shouldn't have. But he had a job opportunity. I don't want him passing up on job opportunities either. So with him, it's just such a different type of dynamic. I don't know about Lawrence. I love Lawrence, but I don't know about him and condolences.
I'm so mad at you in this condolences. But some people are saying that they alluded to this. You really think that the baby possibly couldn't be his?
I can see condolences doing some shady stuff like that.
Why?
Because she just seems shady. Like, first of all, she brought that baby to that party. She wanted Lawrence to go to that party just for Issa to possibly be there. You can't tell me that she wasn't trying to flex her little happy family or whatever type of family it is. She is messy. I like her.
Oh my God. Wait, K Baby said, who is Elijah Mufasa's daddy? I can't with y'all right now.
I honestly feel like at the end of the season, they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, he's not your baby," and she's gonna lie. Like she's gonna come up with something. Like I feel it. I feel it coming. She thought she had checked all the boxes with Lawrence. She thought that Lawrence was gonna leave Issa, and that's why she kept that baby.
Wow. Wow, Shalia. Anything else before I let you go?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind Issa being single at the end of the season. I wouldn't mind that at all. And
What about Molly?
I'm fine with that too. I want Molly.
You don't care about Molly.
No. It's just I want Molly to take time for herself. I feel like Molly just needs to chill out for a second. And I get like she can continue to do what she's doing. I like what she's doing. I like this phase of Molly.
Oh, okay. The whole phase.
Yeah. And I was hoping when they were showing Kofi in the clips, I was really hoping for a little spark between Kofi and Issa, but we didn't get that. So.
Oh, okay. All right, Shalia. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. She said condolences. That will forever make me kiki. Guys, if you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on the latest episode of Queens on ABC and Insecure on HBO Max. Danielle, I'm going to bring you up in just a second, but this is important. French Life says, Remy Ma announced on the Wendy Williams show, because you know Wendy, Remy and Fat Joe were guest hosts on the show. So she says Remy Ma announced on Wendy Williams' show that she'll be a part of the Queen's cast starting in January 2022. Because as you know, Eve is pregnant. So this is good. I don't think we've ever seen Remy Ma act besides being on Love and Hip Hop. Anyways, all right, Danielle or Dylan's mom.
Hey there. Hey there.
What's going on?
I just passed Nini's old shop that she just shut down and didn't let the people work and didn't let the people know they didn't have a job no more. I just passed it.
Did you do any investigation for us?
No, I can do it on the way back. I literally passed it because I'm going in the opposite direction. So I'll do it on the way back.
Okay.
But I'm calling in because y'all gave Nate so much crap last week, but I know y'all saw Nate this week. Y'all saw Nate this week. Exactly.
Yeah, we saw Nate this week, and he looked cute here, though. He looked real cute right here.
Not that scene. Y'all saw Nate this week. I just want y'all saw Nate and his Calvin Kleins this week. Y'all saw Nate. Y'all gonna give Nate a little bit of credit, and y'all can see why Issa keep going back. Y'all can see. Nate is not a bad dude. I like the sound of his voice. His voice is eternal. He's cute in his own little way. He's quirky, but he's cute in his own little way. But I'm here for Daniel. And Lawrence, okay, so I couldn't hear everything the last caller was saying, but I'm here for the condolences. I love that name. That's her new name. And I forgot the condolences is actually on that other show, 20s on BET Plus. I totally forgot she was on there.
Oh.
I don't know if anybody watches 20s. But I did like this episode of Insecure. I like all of the episodes of Insecure. I really wish it wasn't leaving, but
she's not leaving HBO, so stay tuned for more stuff.
And I'm here for Raquel to get another show, but I still watch her on The Game. So I watched that on Paramount. So
yeah, but that's reruns. We need her.
No, it's not. It's a new season. Huh? No, they did a reboot of The Game.
I know, but no one wants to watch that.
Oh, I've been watching it just because
it's actually started?
Yeah, it started. I watched the first 3 episodes last week.
And she's on it?
She's on it. She's like, shucks, she kicks it off. She's like the main character. Yeah, she's on it.
Okay,
because remember she was the football guy's mom, his momager.
Okay.
So yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, so she's definitely on it. She's the main character, and it's really about her. It's still about her and Malik's relationship in football world, yada yada yada. So yes, I watched the first 3 episodes last week. I'm here for the Sex and the City movie, so I'll be viewer number 2 with you, or the second person in the chat room with you. So we'll have that moment.
That too.
Yep. I want to see how they're going to, what their storyline is going to be for Samantha. How they're
I'm
going to,
so excited for this.
I want to see how they fix that. So, but yeah, Insecure. I'm sad about the last 5 episodes, but let's see what else Issa got. But y'all saw Nate. I just called to say y'all saw Nate.
Bye, Danielle.
Bye bye.
Dylan, Dustin, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, I got my new earpods, so maybe you can hear me better.
Yeah, I can. What's going on?
Sorry, I haven't been able to be on here very much.
I understand you have a life.
I have I had trouble with my earpods. So, did you hear about Wendy Williams?
Sir, have you been watching the channel? I've been giving you guys all kinds of updates.
I didn't. My computer was acting funny, so.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Doesn't
not being facetious, but yes, we posted quite a few updates this week on Wendy Williams.
All right, computer was giving. I had to get a new computer. My computer was giving me shit. So.
No worries. I appreciate you calling in. Did you want to weigh in on any of these shows?
Yeah. What show are you talking about? I'm sorry. I just got my.
We're talking about Queens. Yeah, we're talking about Queens on ABC and Insecure on HBO Max.
Oh, those are pretty good shows. I hear.
You got to get into.
I got to start watching them.
Yes, Justin. That's part of why
I've been getting into Bravo a lot lately, though.
Okay. Do you have any favorite shows on Bravo?
Yeah, I like the one with the Erica Girardi cases.
Oh, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Well, they're filming the new season right now, Dustin.
Oh, and I also like that other show. What's called they get on the boots and stuff.
Wait, say it one more time.
I can't remember the name of it now.
That's all right, Dustin.
Below Deck, I think. Below Deck. We did a recap. We did a recap of Below Deck earlier today. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
Yes, sir. Well, Dustin, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm gonna try to get back on schedule with you guys again.
And I appreciate your support, Dustin. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too. You have a happy holidays.
You too. Bye. Guys, I appreciate everyone that called in, everyone that was a part of the conversation in the chat. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com. We will be done for the day. However, if you follow me on TikTok, you never know. I might go live a little later, cooking something up, but you never know. So stay tuned for that, guys. Be sure to follow me on all my social media. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on the latest episode of Queens and your latest thoughts on the latest episode of Insecure on HBO Max. I don't know how I feel about this whole new Lawrence situation, but they had to do it. They still have 5 more episodes. It's still a complicated, unfinished situation. But now Issa has a conundrum. What's going to happen? We shall see. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because you're getting what? Daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is so much more. We're talking about some scripted television as well. And of course, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. If you celebrate, I know we also have people around the world that watch it. Happy Wednesday and happy Thursday tomorrow. Guys, don't forget, you will be getting more and more content in the next couple of days, including a new podcast episode. So you'll be able to listen tomorrow. While everyone's cooking, you'll be able to listen to my podcast tomorrow. Don't forget to rate and review, or you can listen over the weekend. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms, all major podcast platforms. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. Again, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys later. Yeah, we'll say later. Drop those crowns in the chat.